Hello guys, my name is Stardust and I'm gonna show you some 7 tips with the editor. Let's get started. First, we have the rounded edge cube. You might have seen this in some levels like the Ice Cube Factory or it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to explain where most of it is from, but you might know it from when I first learned it. I made an entire level dedicated to it. It's this level. Yeah. So I'm gonna be showing you how to make it. All right. So in order to make a round edge cube, what you're going to need is a cylinder. The settings that I use, make sure your position snap is on the low setting. Rotation snap is at 15 degrees, which just make sure your position snap is on. That is all. But also make sure your rotation snap is at a good rotation where it actually is easier to get it aligned with the ground. So basically, what you're gonna do is get a cylinder, kind of make it pinch it with both of your fingers to scale it and scale it down. Make sure it's kind of rotated evenly, 0 degrees, which is good. But it's recommended you go to the smallest setting. If you want to make it bigger or try to make it much more I can't describe it, but longer and big, in my 3.0 difficulty chart or 3.0 difficulty chart, one of those two, I both have round edge cubes in them. And if you want to make it more hollow in the inside, yeah. And also I'm going to show you how to not make it hollow. Basically what you're going to do is let me go back. So once you spawn in your sphere, you're gonna make it kind of the exact same size and move it as close as possible. If it's uneven like this, try rotating it to make it aligned like that. That's how. Now you're gonna copy this a few times and then you'll have a round edge cylinder. But what we're trying to do is make a round edge sphere. Now what you want to do is hold your button. Also you can use this to scale. You can select all of them, move it over, and make sure they're kind of touching each other, barely, evenly. And then you're going to select both of these and then rotate it 90 degrees. I think 90 degrees. Yeah. You can select the entire bottom half and then do the same thing when you were copying both of the cylinders. Make sure they're touching like that. Now, what you're going to do is select one of the cylinders, rotate it 90 degrees, move it down, then make it over to the side and align it. So, yeah. So you can align it pretty well, like that. Also, make sure your position snap is on. That's the most important thing. Position snap, I see a lot of levels without position snap. Now, you see, the one over here and the one that I made are kind of hollow. If you don't want it to be hollow and going inwards, this is what you can do. You can scale this up, and you see how it's scaled up to make sure it's even to it, it can fit in perfectly. Yeah, that's what you want it to do. Now scale up a bit so you actually can touch the blue one and scale it all the way down until there. Now you're gonna rotate this 90 degrees on the y-axis? I don't know, y or x-axis, and then on the y-axis, and then the z is somewhere else. I don't know, but yeah. Then you're gonna rotate it by holding the rotate button and then copying it, and then move it inside. See, now you got a perfectly good sphere. And if you want to scale things, remember you can hold both of your triggers, and yeah, see. Now the next thing I'm gonna teach you is how to do confetti, with all the colors in the rainbow. I recommend using some special colors, cause yeah. Also, I don't think I added yellow in this. That's why it kind of looks so weird. So this is with the new particle block. You have to get it scaled like this and out like that. Make sure there is not a big spawn rate. You don't want a big spawn rate so you can actually get multiple. Now, adjust the settings however you want. Don't use any of these bottom 2 settings or these bottom 6. You want to only use these top size ones. Now what you're gonna do is get a start color. You're gonna select two colors. So for the first start color, you're going to choose red. I recommend using complementary colors for this, and then you're going to use green. It kind of looks weird, but we already have orange kind of, which is okay. I'm gonna do this, but you don't have to. I'm gonna move it upwards. So yeah. Don't need that purple. We can just go ahead and do that. So now we have like all of these. You want to collapse them into each other. I kind of did it in a weird way, like not a very good example way. You kind of want to copy it inside. Yeah, see how it's not aligned correctly? You kind of want to move it down. And now you want to group that. You can group it if you want, it's optional. But you're going to move it down. And that's how you kind of do the particle effect, or like confetti. It's a really cool effect. I think I did better on this one than that. This one kind of looks eh. I don't know what I used. I think I used like warm colors first. But I don't know. Anyways, the next tip is how to make stars. Warning you, stars are really, really hard to make. Since grab, I think it's 74 degrees. Grab does not have 74. It counts by 5. It counts by 5s, which is really annoying. Basically, you want to what you want to do is grab a triangular prism, make it go out a bit, and then rotate it, like copy it, and then rotate it like that, and then kind of move it like aligned with that. It's okay if you make it overlapping. If you see in this one, kind of make that overlap with each other as well. Basically, you can rotate this to be opposite, like that. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, and then you're gonna take this. For this part, it's actually kind of tricky because guess what? Remember, grab can only do like the first 3 squares. You can't do the other ones because look, the other ones are kind of eh. So I think you should just copy it again. If grab has something that's a multiple of 74, I don't know if 74 is a prime number or not, but yeah. You kind of do it something like that, but try and make it more like a pentagon. But if you want, turn off your position snap. Yeah. That's like a good way of doing it. But it's really hard to do it because of the position snap and rotation snap doesn't have like support degrees. You kind of want to move this one up too. Like try and make it the middle look as much as a pentagon. Also, for a tip, if you want to make things even, get a square and align it, and then so you wouldn't have like it going to the side, so you can move it evenly. Alright, as you can see, I kind of made it really like pentagon-y. Let me fix some parts really quickly. Try and make it more like there. It kind of doesn't match like in this one. You can see it kind of doesn't match, but it's a really perfect star. Well, not that perfect. You can do like at one side, but if you go to another side, it kind of looks eh. Because that's how hard it is to make pentagons. Anyways, you want to turn your position snap back on if you had it off to align some of the objects. You kind of want to align it with that. But then you might notice something, and I'll get to that something. You might notice the square is kind of going out like that. Sometimes it is okay to turn off your position snap. Rotation snap, unless you're animating, you can turn off your rotation snap. That's how I put it. But also you want to shorten this on top. Try and make it aligned with that. Kind of looks glitchy, but be careful because it will be glitchy at first. And see, there you have a star. It's not perfect because, you know, Grab doesn't support stars, I guess. Like me. But yeah, I kind of adjusted it a bit. But yeah, this is how you make a star. It's really cool. You can also make it even, but the bad thing about it is when you turn it, it kind of looks bad. Like when you turn it, you can see this thing in my Head Dodger 2.0 on the TV. Now you might be wondering, what the heck is this? This is the S from my Stardust Next box. It's kind of a new S, but in order to, like, if you want to do a font, like, try and make your font, I'm gonna just make a random letter, like an O, maybe. Alright, I did O already. You can decorate it however you want. You can put a color scheme if the objects are really even. If you want to do something like I did, I just make it like aligned like that. But it's really hard to do because sometimes the position snap likes to act up. But like I'm gonna just choose a random color. Okay, we got landed on blue. We're gonna make it neon. Then what you want to do is kind of flatten it, kind of low, like that. I know it might seem like hard to copy it at first, but it's okay. You want to turn off your position snap, and you want to copy it like really close. And then you want to you don't have to do it really close, just that's recommended. Make this one white like I did, but I do have a modded white which makes it like really bright, just kind of like how iSpike does in my next spots. Kind of want to make it rising up like that to give it a highlight, and then you move it over like that. Now it has like that effect, but then you can copy it again, and sometimes you can do black. You can do the main color of you can do any color behind it, but as it's recommended, it's kind of using the same color that I always use, like pink. We can do like a darker version, see? And now it made it like really well. So yeah, and also if it's kind of hard to select, it's okay. You can like move it up, and then you can move it, and see, like that. For this next trick, I'm gonna teach you how to do a computer like this, like rounded. It's kind of simple, but also kind of hard. Yeah. So if you want to go like detailed, you can add detail. But if you haven't seen, this is like my remake version of the prefab, but I already know how to do the prefab. There's some other things that you can do. I kind of used this effect before prefabs came out in my Head Dodger 2.0, if you can check that out. You don't have to play it, but if you want to like look with the index thing, yeah. So you want to turn on your position snap, make the sidewalls very thick, and also try and make it as rectangular as possible. Kind of like make it rectangly or whatever, rectangly. Guys, you gotta make it rectangular. You can do that if you want. That's another tip. Now you kind of want to make it as even as possible. Yay! Now you want to grab another one and kind of move it to the back. Also, we're almost done with the video. If you don't mind, hit that like button and hit subscribe. We're trying to reach 1K at that. I don't know. I kind of just wanted to make something like that. To save complexity, you can do that. Yeah, there. You can take it out, and there. Now you have something like that. Also, you can set your color. I'm gonna use like simple and go get like a good color like that. And see, it makes that. Now you want to make like a screen. You're gonna grab a sphere, put it in the middle and then kind of make it go out as far as it can before it like breaks free. See how there's a little spot right there? We don't want that. It's kind of recommended if you use position snap, which is really well. Like if you use position snap, good. It's good to use position snap. I'm trying to make it centered. Also, if you don't want to use position snap like I'm using right now, that's okay. That's completely a-okay. Just make sure none of the sphere is popping out. Now, if you want to kind of make it flatter, like do that. But if you want to make it like really flat, just push it in more. But you kind of want to make the things centered. Anyway, if you want to make it like really thick, kind of like that, just scale it out. But if you want to make it rounder like that, do that. You kind of want to use that. That's not a modded color. That color right there is not a modded color. All you have to do is go to advanced, do that. It's not modded at all. And if you want, you can add detail to the computer, but yeah, that's the computer. It's kind of big, but you can scale it down. As you can see, I kind of made it thinner. You can do that. There's multiple things that you can do. All right, so for the next one, I'm gonna show you how to do like a butt, like flatten this out. If you go over to the side, you can see it's like really like thick. Like you don't want that. If you want it to like look flat, here's what you can do. Turn off your position snap for this one. Rotation snap, keep it the same so it doesn't like get off, but you can turn it off because it doesn't really matter. We're not rotating anything. Kind of want to make it as thin as possible, or like move it in. So you kind of want to move it in like really close before it like touches it, and then boom, got it. Although the downside of it is if you go to your prefabs and you walk very far away, you can see it kind of glitching. Like this is one of like, don't go to your prefabs, but if you look in my prefabs, it does that. That's because it's like really thin. Like if you look how thin that is, I have to go to like a size where everything starts vibrating. Like that's how thin it is. And you can do that with this one. This one's also pretty thin. Kind of like that one. But if you want to make it like super flat, do the backside too. Like make it like flat. Or make this one a little bit thicker than flat. Kind of want to just move it out a bit, like, dude. And then just make this one like also flat, like as flat as possible. And see, now you got like a really flat thing. And if you want to do the other side, kind of make this go over that a bit. And yeah, that's the end for that one. Now I'm gonna show you how to do like a smooth animation like this, but it's kind of like. You see how it kind of sticks? Kind of don't want that. Like, and then make loop. So in order to do that, what you're gonna do, I call this like transitioning. I saw like a tip on it and I animated with that, and then before I played grab, I used this trick for like regular animation, and yeah. So what you want to do is get a frame. Then you want to move it very slightly, like that. And then you're going to move it a bit faster. And then you're going to make it have a middle frame. Then make it go out. And then slow it down. Like that. And then slow it down. And then that's the final one. And then go to that one. And then go to the fifth frame. And then you just go backwards and keep on going. And then make loop. And that's kind of how you make a smooth animation, you see? I don't know how to prevent like it like stopping. You can see over here it kind of goes whap, whap, like kind of like that. That's the best way I can do it. But yeah, that's how you kind of do it. Anyway, those were all my tips for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm planning on making more grab content soon. Maybe posting me beating some levels and some other things as well. And publishing levels. I have a couple levels that I need to publish. Yeah, that's it. Anyways, bye.